Yeah, it's live. Yeah. Greetings, love and peace to all. So, today we're talking about going beyond addictions, means freedom from addictions, means freedom from the past, because body, mind, the blood, the plasma, the blood, the body, mind, they are coming from the past. Why past? Grandparents, parents, and suppose if they were having some habits of alcoholic or sugar, some in some culture, naturally, automatically, they they focus on the pleasure, like in India, whenever pleasure event, marriage, building a new home, selling a home, and people celebrate through distributing sweet. In some culture, celebrating through alcohol. Those things they activate the brain cells and help activate and help them to go beyond the worry. That is what we know of, and one get habitual to those things. Suppose whenever one is excited, some people get habitual to sex, maybe some culture. Whenever they get excited, they do that. So, gradually and slowly, that become a repeated habit. But body, mind, habit, that just or any object, those are the ways to forget fullness of the real self, because real self, which you are, which is the real you, we never knew. That's a hidden treasure, but we have put the name called God. But as far it is, as near it is, and it cannot be arrived through the brain function, through memory, through experience, through time. This pleasure, this excitement or the habits, they have nothing, they can give us little windows, adjustment to the rotten life, to the misery, to the painful life, but it has no relation with the presence which is here now, the infinite isness. Isness cannot be achieved, cannot be gained, but completely opposite. So it has no relation in the sense the like the if we observe the sky and the clouds or the ocean and the waves on the planet Earth, ocean and the waves, although the waves born out of the waves apparently ocean, but different quality. Quality, different quality changes. You can put the word transformation or transmutation. What that means, unless water is cooked 100 temperature, the transmutation, the new state does not appear. So as long as we have these lenses, we see through the senses. We take it off, then we see different. So this presence is always is. You cannot step out of it. You can be busy and occupied in the occupied into the time capsule, but that is man-made, mind-made. So health is very difficult to describe. We have described and explained the symptoms and the diseases, all about that. But there is something, the life itself cannot be described with the words, with the microscopes, with the all explanation of microbes and all that. Because life is infinite. Your life is existence. Either you uh, be the existence, being, or you are not in it. very similar to like swimming. Swimming, I cannot learn through books and, intellectual level. A swimmer knows the swimming. So we see very clearly that lot of people work hard, harder, and then they grow wiser. They got smarter and less work. That means minimum effort, maximum productivity. Then beyond that is our natural state. Our mind has made it enlightenment and achievement, which is both fakery. Neither there is enlightenment nor there is a achieve to enlightenment. Contradictory, you cannot not be the being. Only thing is, if we are stupid, we keep on dying stupid. The more challenging people, they question the life. That's all. Question. Is the life like a donkey or monkey or human being? The one like Guru Ramana, they awakened to the being and they questioned and taught in the form, who am I? Who is this I which is speaking through body mind? Beyond the name and form, beyond the time capsule, beyond the thinking. There are seers who had the sickness coming, going, but they watched that as the cloud. They did not suffer. Suffering is more relating psychological, emotional, and witnessing. So, once one don't get involved into the drama of the body mind, one can start witnessing the body mind drama as a drama, as a movie, as a apparent, the appearance and disappearance, appearance and disappearance, no matter what. So even good health would be based on how much we suffer. The bubble of suffering and fear. Because body, mind, two sides of the same coin. So when you have broken the time capsule, then you are in a different state. which is not fear bound. Even the diseases appear and disappear, even the death come and disappear. But you have stepped out of the past addictions. And then the loop has stopped. Loop is the symbol of the constant thinking, constant thinking. See, the experience no matter what kind, the world food, the world fruits, the world drinks, do you know they don't give different experience because the eternal spirit is way beyond action reaction. It cannot experience. It can be a witness, but it is way beyond the pleasure and pain. And that's what people call anandam. Anandam means like, how is it possible? It is possible, like, suppose you watched a movie. You watched a movie. In the movie, there were some people whose house got burnt and they are suffering and suffering, but you are not suffering as a witness, as a viewer. You're watching the whole movie. Why the difference in the movie and you? The reason, because you know that you are watching the movie. You have a separation. Separation and yet not separation cannot be described. Like you can see and not see. Like means that suppose if I watch the green, all I'll see the green. If I have cataract, I cannot see. So is the dilemma of the real you is the real you is the non-dual, one without the two. It can express through it can express through 10 senses, through dual mind, and yet like the light is there, the sunlight is there, and it appear and disappear. And see, it makes sense and it does not make sense because mind cannot capture it. It's not in the mind, but it can reflect, it can point out. Can point out, like you see a fruit tree, you see the fruit, apple, But where it is a tree, the sap is invisible, colorless, and that is the apple, the one you see with the eyes, the apple. Invisible into visible, you know. So is the life. Our poverty, the poor are those who are glued and stuck into the mud of the body and mind and suffering. But those who question what is life, not the what is the ambition of life, prior to ambition, what is life? Well, who am I? Of course, then people on the surface throw out the name and form. What is life? What you have to say?
So for those who are stuck in the mud,
Yeah.
that is, those who cannot move forward because they don't see that they've stepped into this trap. How do they get out of that trap?
Yeah, it's a natural process. See, like Buddha talked about the lotus flower living in the world but not of it. So, of course, everyone is inbuilt mechanism. In general, even animals or even human beings, animals got caught in the mud and then they realize, or in the human beings, the slow minded, they learn when the suffering knock at their door. The alcoholics wake up when so many dies and so many death happen in the. But does the foolish one need to be knocked down by the calamity to wake up? Of course, we see the beauty of life even just right here, right on the road and on the freeway. There are people who are enjoying and dancing the while driving. And there are people who are worried and scared. And then there are people who are drunk and driving. So life is the celebration here and now, as long as you are not caught up into the monkey mind. Monkey mind is also a kind of intoxication. When heart opens, heart chakra, simple innocence is disappearing in the world today. More and more clever tricks and more brainy, this so-called the magic of words, how people are befooling each other. But they do not know that cheating anybody on any level is cheating oneself, because there is no other one. There is no other. It's one without the two. Oneness. Don't live as a person, live as a presence. And that is the real celebration. Without the non-stop celebration, you have stepped out of the time capsule. And it is the natural state. It is the real intoxicated state which don't need no chemical or any object of any kind. We are befooled by the dollar, money, addictions. Addiction means external, outside from me. And as for I know as me, is the name and form, which is another layer of illusion. You, you step out and strip out of the time capsule. From becoming to being, which already is, which always is, but it is enveloped. Enveloped means covered by the egotistic layer of becoming. It's very, very, very simple. You can never be returning back to home. And of course, scriptures will teach you second birth or reborn. Those are indications, pointers toward the source of all source, being, where the time is no longer. Of course, you get addicted there to the real addiction of the truth, of the light. But that addiction has no reactions because it's the real one. So, see the difference.
Mhm.
From mind to the no mind. So all the objects are appear as objects, but they are form of energies appearing, energy appearing, all those. Because a scientist when sees the objects, not see as the separate, but sees the formless form. Energy. Yeah, I want to express it in not only in the pictures, but more in the form of the movie, that how simple it is. How simple. Like now, the fear of the coronavirus, but those people who take vaccination, they're not in fear. The same way, immune system strong, and then you return back to the normal. In the same way, once you have died to the ego, it's very similar as you have died to the body mind, then there is no more fear there because time is no longer there. Like you have seen the little child playing with the cobra or with the snake because it doesn't know the consequences and fear. It thinks it's like a toy. And the paradox is that cobras don't bite them, play with them. So there is some kind of language beyond the words, beyond the words. Love communicate between them, which cannot be understood with the mind, like you cannot understand swimming the mind unless you are in existential experience. The same way, science of being is supreme science because it already is the super science. Why super science? Because the seeker is the sought. The seeker is the sought means whatever you're wanting, you already are. Like in the sound sleep, you don't like to become because your papa is already there, you are in it, the being, ultimate. Becoming is born out of the being. Like how we want to understand it is like the ocean and the small bubble, bigger bubble, like that. The waves. Waves are not separate, but apparently appear as separate, yet the same. But you have seen that when it's wavery, you cannot see clearly under unless it is very wide. So the silent mind is already a super help or door to the super help. Not only the vitamins, proteins, and you can analyze it. Analyze need another analyzer because body mind are coming from the spirit, actually, from the spirit. And it is such a miracle that it cannot destroy it or reach it. It's like such a mystery, like the flower and the perfume and the sun and the light. It comes from it and yet not in it. Like the lotus flower, its root are in the mud, is coming from the mud. And how pretty, how beautiful mud. It's made out of the very ugliest of all, the mud and all the one. But then transform into the beauty. So all this control of Mother Nature, changing this into that, into that, into that, is the thought born out of thought. And yet it subsides in the thought. Otherwise, some people would start inventing, oh, why 2 years? Why not 3? Why not 4? 4 years, 2 noses? No. All external thing is just for the mind. And mind need no mind once it meet the light, the eternal spirit. So these are the dance, all the science you see, all the, every year, new models of car, new model of houses, all those drama you see is the drama of the mind. It is nothing in comparison to the big drama of the Mother Nature. Mother Nature means what? Of course, this age, the ageness is the biggest of all that you are. It's all the manifestations of the beloved. And once you are established in the beloved space means already loved, beloved, be loved, be loved, be loved, be loved. Then no wanting, no desires, all that is gone. And you have arrived home. Objects are achieved. There's no more seeking, no more running, no more going. Yet appears as dancing. And that's why the other name, the play of the consciousness.